What is going on, guys? Money Webby here, back again on Wednesday. We get a nice 7-game slate here tonight. Not as jam-packed as yesterday's big slate was, but still some solid options throughout on this board. So I got it broken down for you with my money six. 6 of my favorite players on the board, 2 pitchers, 3 hitters, and a nice value guy as well. So go ahead and drop a like in the video before we get going and show some support to the channel, and just so I can keep these videos coming to you every single day. So solid plays yesterday, a little bit disappointing from Daniel Murphy. Expecting a little bit more, and he actually got pulled from the game after coming up lame after like a ground ball he hit. He got pulled. It's only 3 at-bats from him. So not as great of a night. The pitching was pretty solid. Could have been even better with Velasquez, but he got pulled with 2 guys on first and second, and the relief pitcher ended up letting them both get knocked in. So and it was an okay night, expecting a little bit more, but I think this slate will definitely be a good one for us. So let's try to get over 80 to maybe even 100 likes again on this video. Thank you for all the likes yesterday. And for my first pitcher, I'm going to go with Gio Gonzalez at 10,200. Going against Baltimore. He is a little bit scary for some people probably because he's been so bad over the last 2 outings. He only 2 DraftKings points and negative -0.5 over the last 2, but I think he'll bounce back here in the spot against Baltimore. Baltimore hasn't really been hitting the ball well all season long. They do have a lot of righties, which is a little bit concerning for Gio Gonzalez, but he also already faced his team when they had all these righties out here. He won 7.2 innings, probably one of his deepest outings of the year. Allowed 6 hits and got 3 Ks. He got 22 DraftKings points. So pretty solid outing there. And he'll be at home for this one. That game was actually in Baltimore. That's a little bit friendlier for pitching at home here. The batting average is down and the ERA is down for him at home. And I think he honestly can get some more Ks in this matchup. He does have some solid K upside. Not like amazing, but I think he can get around like 5, maybe even 6 Ks in this matchup against Baltimore. They do have some guys that are pretty free swinging and strikeout prone, and they're only projected 3.7 runs. So I like Gonzalez a lot of this game. There is some small weather concerns. I'm not sure entirely right now how it's going to pan out, so you can keep track of that. But based on the report right now, it looks like if anything, it will be delayed to around like 8 p.m., and I would imagine that Gio Gonzalez would still get the start because they're kind of expecting it. If the weather is already out there, or it's already like reported or kind of seen that it's going to be raining a little bit before the game starts. So Gio Gonzalez, though, 10,200. There's not many great pitching options on this slate, honestly, but I love him considering his matchup and just the safety with him, I feel like, compared to these other guys across the board. So that's my first guy. Then David Price, I like him a lot as well. Going against Minnesota, the guy's been dealing over the last 3 outings. Not a huge upside, but he's been very consistent against some solid lineups in Seattle and Houston particularly. Like, these are 2 of the best lineups against left-handed pitchers. Like, Houston have lefty mashers. They got friggin' George Springer, Bregman. They got Carlos Correa, Altuve. That lineup is loaded with good hitters. So that was a solid outing there. He got, 21 DraftKings points. And then Seattle, another lineup that's very good against lefties. You got Gene Segura, Mitch Haniger, Nelson Cruz, and he had a good outing there. So he's been pitching a lot better recently. Some solid strikeout stuff, around 7 Ks per game over the last 3. And against Minnesota, we saw Chris Sale have a pretty damn good start last night against them. They're a little bit worse against left-handed pitchers. One of their better hitters, Miguel Sano, did get hurt, and he's been struggling, so they actually sent him down to AAA, so you don't have to worry about him in this lineup. It's just not as scary-looking of a lineup without him in there. And most of their solid, like, in-between hitters are lefties, so he does have that advantage of the splits there. And the great form, I think he can keep it going here. He does have the benefit of the weather with 8-mile-an-hour winds blowing in from left field. So I think David Price is going to have another 20-plus outing here. And at 9,700, not a bad price tag. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my second pitcher. Those are the 2 guys. You got Gio Gonzalez and David Price. And for my first hitter, we're going to go with Trey Turner here at 4,700, coming off a huge outing yesterday. 27 DraftKings points. The guy went 4 for 4 with the double and a home run. He actually got caught stealing as well, so it could have been even a bigger night. But in this matchup, against, who the hell is he going against? I can't even remember his name. Andrew Casher, that's who it was. They all kind of mixed together, those righties on Baltimore. All just meh pitchers. But Trey Turner here, he's 2 for 5 with a triple and 2 stolen bases against Casher in his career. So he does have the stolen base ability against them. And also he has the advantage of the righty-righty splits. Turner actually has reverse splits, better against righties. And the same goes for Casher. He's allowing a 329 average, 2 right-handed batters this year, and a 404 on base percentage. So Turner has a good opportunity of getting on base, getting a steal, and just getting a few hits against him. So I think Turner has one of the best upsides on this Nationals lineup, and they're projected over 5 runs. So I think Turner has a great opportunity of reaching that upside again here tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my first hitter. For my second guy, D. Gordon, another guy with great stolen base ability against Lasigia, however you say his name, the young pitcher for New York. He had a solid outing, Lasigia, that is, in his first start against Tampa Bay. But this is a different hybrid here with this Mariners lineup. They're very good, and D. Gordon will be leading off again here. And he just has great stolen base ability, and he's been hitting the ball fairly well over the last couple of games, getting on base a lot. So against the young pitcher, it's normally easier to steal on these younger guys, not as, up to the task of holding these Major League Baseball players on base. So I think D. Gordon has a good shot of getting a steal against them if he gets on base. And Lasigia is pretty wild. He does walk a lot of guys. So D. Gordon can honestly just walk his way to first base, get a stolen base, and get 7 DraftKings points right off the bat, and say he's knocked in as well. That's 9 DraftKings points and 1 at bat just getting walked. So a 3,800 here. It's a park upgrade as well for D. Gordon. And Lasigia did get hit a lot harder in the minors against lefties. Take that for whatever you have, whatever how you value that, but it's pretty, I think that's pretty interesting as well. So D. Gordon, the lefty here, good matchup. I think he gets it done in New York Stadium, so I like him there at 3,800. Actually, I want to put him in the outfield because I do have a second baseman here later, so let's throw him there in the outfield. That's another benefit of him, that he can put him at second or the outfield. So for my third hitter, though, Mike Moustakas, he's kind of let me down this year every time I went for him. But Bibbins Dirks is not a good pitcher. He was very bad last year. He's been a little bit better this year, actually, getting some more strikeouts, but it has been a small sample size, only 2 starts. But if you look at his full sample last year, some more kind of data there. He allowed 1.7 home runs per 9 to left-handed batters and only a 7% K rate. So the guy really didn't strike out anyone from the left side of the plate. Moustakas, that can be one of the biggest things with him. He's not that bad compared to Joey Gallo and these other guys, but he can be struck out here and there. So it has that benefit of just getting the ball in the bat, I believe, in this matchup. And he's much better against right-handed pitchers. At 250 ISO against them this year. And he's probably their best hitter in the lineup. They're projected 4.8 runs. So you'd figure Moustakas, one of the best matchups on the board probably the best matchup on the board for this lineup. And at 4,000 for a guy with that implied run total in the matchup against Bibbins Dirks, who's not very good against lefties last year, I think he can get it done and honestly hit a home run in this matchup. There is some wind blowing in the right field. Pretty humid here again in Kansas City. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there. Hopefully it pays off here tonight. But that's the core 5. We got Gio, David Price, Moustakas, the Moose, Trey Turner, and D. Gordon. Got some nice speed and power combo there with Moustakas and those 2 speedsters. And another speedster here, young guy Mondesi for Kansas City. There's not many value guys here on this board, so had to kind of go with a little bit lesser known of a guy. ADALBERTO, however you say his name, Mondesi, has a pretty cool name, and he has some great speed in the minors, some decent pop as well. He had 5 stolen bases last year in the majors in some limited games, so he has some base stealing ability. He should be probably at the end of the lineup, that 9 spot, which can be kind of the second leadoff spot. So if you can get on base, get a stolen base, he's already returning value really at 3,200. And yeah, he's a switch hitter. He's supposed to be one of their best prospects for this Kansas City team. So I think he can get it done here at 3,200. It's coming off a double last game against Texas. Ended up getting 9 DraftKings points. So he definitely has the ability to hit. He showed that through the minors with some home runs and some stolen bases. Solid numbers in the minors. And at 3,200, doesn't need to do much, like I said, and not many value guys And this guy just has the upside with the stolen bases and stuff like that. And there are implied 4.8 runs, like I mentioned. So Mondesi can be one of these guys that gets it done for him in this lineup. They need to lean on one of these younger guys to really get it going because their lineup is really beaten up and not that great. So I'm going to go ahead and lock in Mondesi there at 3,600. That's the money 6 for you with Mondesi in there and with all those other guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to drop a like before you head out. I would greatly appreciate that. 80 to 100 likes would be a great mark if we can hit that again. It really helps me out, guys, with these videos so I can keep them coming to you every single day. So wish you guys the best of luck on this 7-game slate. Hopefully take home some money here tonight. Let's have some solid plays throughout. Gonzalez, let's go for like 30. Price, let's go for like 30. Mondesi, maybe he'll hit like an inside the park home run with that power. With that speed and power. MOUSTAKAS, hit a home run for me. Trey Turner, steal some bases. D. Gordon, steal some bases. And that will be a great night. So hit that subscribe button before you head out if you haven't already as well to get these winning plays every single day. And hit that bell icon and get alerted every time I upload these videos. So good luck tonight, guys. And we'll see you back here again tomorrow.